If EVOS can make the fight just get drawn out even more, then the Alpha and Ruby and Yuzong get more value the longer the game goes on. So this is now a duel between Burst and a bursty team fight composition and a long drawn out fight composition.
Let's see though, will EVOS Glory will be able to end their misery in the second game? Can they extend this series to a game 3? It's going to be EVOS Glory versus DEWA United.
It's now or never for EVOS Glory to show up against DEWA United. Still 0-4 in MPL, about to be 0-5 if they lose this one, and it'll be a 2-0 loss. They need to step up here, and you can already see the difference in clear speed, the Dynaroth and the Alpha. But why the Alpha here, Rashi?
I wonder if it's a comfort pick, if it's supposed to be like a surprise kind of situation put out by EVOS. But again, in theory, it's good sustain, and their whole lineup seems to be about sustain, right? The Ruby has some sustain, the Alpha does, the Yuzong has one as well, and the Angela buffs all of it. It's almost like they were losing out in the front to backs in game number 1, and they're thinking, all right, now we have to just survive long enough to actually win the fight out. That seems to be the idea, at least on paper.
Now, they also lose out in something, Rashi, that is the magic damage department. They only have Angela right now. You can't really call it a magic damage dealer. So the longer the game goes, I think it's gonna favor. They're like, oh, what a bait!
Oh, beautifully done. Even the Abyssum strike got dodged away. Fluffy was clean, jeez.
Yeah, I think that's kind of a disrespectful dive from
Gary.
Gary, yeah. Didn't really expect that potential towards that Petrify. Meanwhile,
he's going in, lockdown, Dixon forced to flicker out. An early win for the White Tigers. Very, very early win.
Finally, Rashi, some aggression.
Well, we did see aggression early on from EVO's last game as well. It's all about maintaining it and making sure that you have a solid game plan going into the mid to late game. And it seems like, again, it's so straightforward that they must have some kind of inkling on how they want this game to progress. For DEWA, you have to put more respect on EVOS, man. Gary going solo like that under the turret, that was a bit too ambitious.
Level 4 already, Fluffy already has the Black 24.
And Annabelle has that Spear of Alpha. There's a flicker into the back right now with a Minions Fury as well. Dixon looking for the full play. Key's the one who gets it. Key's in the midst of it all, still able to catch Annabelle in the back. But there's a furious dive on the Key's this time around. And Fluffy picks it up. Now 2-0-1.
Just what's happening right now, Rashi. Again, I want to say I'm not surprised anymore, but I am. It's the Roamer once again taking the objective.
It's a new emerging pattern we're seeing in Season 13, for sure. But this is how close it's been, and showing again the junglers are pretty solid on that Retribution game. So for EVOS to have this early game momentum, that's great. Now they have to direct it in the right direction. They have all these strong heroes getting a lead. They gotta try and throw all that weight towards Watt and shut him down.
Rashi, a question. Like right now, I just realized that Keys took the Purify instead of the Flicker. Like, what's your thought on that? I think there's really no good spell here for Keys. Like, he's gonna cook either way if someone goes into him. But the Purify against a Flicker?
Generally, it's always the Flicker or the Purify. And I personally go for a Sprint on occasion, especially against a Yuzong or an Alpha, all these high movement speed heroes. So the Purify makes quite sense if their strategy is, again, to just stand their ground, use the Minion Fury and the Eternal Guard combo. But for now, EVOS still has too much damage, too much sustainability for that to be a legit game plan. So Keys for now will be very easily zoned out or nullified from these fights.
Good recognition from Natko, knowing that something is fishy. That is the beef hiding in the bushes.
It's waiting there. But yeah, both teams are just matching each other. And what on this Bruno? He's been doing a great job manipulating the waves. On the other side, though, Fluffy is just dominant on that Yuzong, and Dixon just isn't having the same kind of success he had in game number 1.
Look at how they're positioned, Mirko. Look at that. Angela and Ruby already owning that push in the middle lane.
Yeah, still playing around that turtle. Setting up for the Alpha, who's still in the purple buff right now. Gary's going to make it, to purple buff. Ooh, faster. Vexana, Eternal Guard. An attempted burst down on the Clocken. A forced flicker as well, Dreams will just disengage. And with Clocken that low, this will give DEWA more pressure to play with for the turtle. 4 minutes in, Gary on it. Annabelle rotated already towards that top side, and for Kwakun, it doesn't really matter. He still has a hard guard. Dreams, I'm offended. Unfortunately, not going to be able to connect right now. DEWA reset it. Again, they're playing it as patient as they can.
They're playing with fire here, DEWA United. All these ultimates, man. This is some heavy, heavy ultimate. Hard guard, Black Dragon form, and also that I'm offended. Brings so much value in a team fight. And Natko, I think he already has at least one item in this phase, and he can deal that much damage with that Blazing Duet. It begins.
A level lead for Annabelle, bluffing with Black Dragon form towards the back. Trying to zone Gary away as the Blazing Duet comes through as well. Annabelle picks it up. Gary is caught in the top spot. They go in an all-out team fight. Dixon finds a 5-man final slash. But he is the one who gets taken down. EVOS Glory are online in game number 2.
A light in the tunnel for EVOS Glory, finally getting something out of an exchange. Watt can't really do anything as they rotate much faster. Rashi 2.5k gold lead. How's it looking right now for EVOS?
Again, it's a great start for sure, but they gotta make sure that they keep the momentum and make sure that they try and target Watt because he is still on 0 deaths, despite the fact that EVOS has been controlling everything. Gotta start looking for some dives, for some moments here as Natko shows some happy feet against Dixon. Already looking a lot better from game number 1, but again, they have to make sure that they shut down prematurely all of the potential counterplay attempts that DEWA will have the longer the game goes on.
I think the formula is play a bit more passively with that Minions Fury. Sure, if you can get like 4-man or 3-man knock-up, then go for it, but overall, I think I would probably prefer to wait for that ultimate, that Black Dragon form, or Annabelle going in with the hard guard to come around first, so that you respond with the CC. Meanwhile, Dreams?
I'm offended onto Drian. Watt gets out. They're trying to deny this minion away from Watt. Doing a good job, Natko. They're trying to go for the siege in the bottom lane as well. Dreams doing a good job at zoning them right now to provide some space. And for DEWA, they can't even initiate on Dreams. They don't know where the Yuzong is.
Yeah, Fluffy's doing a good job just hiding around, making sure that his presence, he's won the lane. Now he needs to actually make that, the fear of the Black Dragon just be present in the hearts of everyone. But look at Dreams.
The conceal as well. Under the turret. An attempt. But that's it. It will only end as an attempt. Some good damage over to Natko. Watt, he's starting to scale.
Another turtle. Yeah, another turtle coming up. This time around, I think Gary with this Gyro, I don't think he should go for this against Annabelle, which has much more CC, much more durability. And overall, EVOS in a team fight, I think they're, in a way unbeatable with those CCs. You have to find something aside from the turtle at this point.
Yeah, as long as DEWA can kite back away, it'll be great, but Fluffy with the Black Dragon form just zones everyone away. EVOS will go for it.
That was unnecessary, Fluffy, but we get it.
Okay, the Dragon gets it, and finally another objective take without the jungler being involved with it.
Okay, now for DEWA, it's all about the waiting game. It's all about avoiding all these early game fights
wow.
that they don't want to take. But look at Natko, what?
Oh, a bit too aggressive. A forced hard guard coming out for Natko to save him. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, you see a bit of an initiation there onto Dixon. Still able to get out. Dream finds it, and I'm a bit out to the back, but no! The guard knocks him up. Natko still able to get back to the BMI, but Dreams loses his life. Meanwhile, Dixon flickering back towards the turret. As it's a 1-for-1 trade, Roamer for Mage, still worth it for EVOS.
Oh, the composure, Rashi, to time the Eternal Guard towards the perfect target in Natko, and it cancel out the Blazing Duet. He actually almost survived with the healing coming in from Drian as well.
I would say it's not even the timing. He just, in desperation, right before he was taken out, uses it in the most populated area, and it just happened to hit Natko. And that's the power of the Vexana, right? Even if you're taken out, your Eternal Guard still sticks around and does damage, still helps your team out. That will be more and more of an issue later on, because for EVOS, their damage is gonna start falling off at about the 13-minute mark. With all these fighters, they're gonna be very heavily reliant on Natko, and there's still a lot of ways for DEWA to stop Natko alone. Everyone else eventually will be able to be dealt with.
Also a game fact just now for EVOS. The last time Alpha is being used is actually EVOS as well. I believe it was probably Sutsujin or I don't know. He really likes the Alpha, but the last time they used it was MPL Season 12 week number 7, and this is the 57th hero that has been picked so far in MPL Indonesia Season 13. So a lot of colors, a lot of variance on the jungler area being added by EVOS.
Looking at the goal difference though, Natco with the 3 item power spike at the Trojan side, that means that the slower members like Keys, like Watt, they won't be able to just walk out of danger, and with that threat, they will back away and EVOS finally just get all the control they really want. And for DEWA, it's even worse because Keys doesn't really have that much damage. They went with the Necklace of Durance very early on, and as a result, his damage is almost negligible to all these beefy fighters.
I am impressed by the decision of EVOS just blitzing the Lord, but I'm more impressed the fact that DEWA United just completely let go of that. They know that they cannot get it, and it's, you know, just look for something in another side of the map.
Yeah, nothing they can get at all right now. They're actually just playing turtling inside their own turrets. And EVOS are capitalizing on it completely. Annabelle is level 14 to Gary's level 12, a 2-level lead in the jungle alone, and the Lord is slowly but surely making its way into the base turrets. You can see they're trying to slow push as much as they can so that they can try to take a base turret down.
Rocket just finished the Necklace of Durance as well, so even less healing, less availability for DEWA United. And now that they're at the base, this is where it gets kind of hairy for EVOS. Having a direct means they can clear this Lord relatively fast. And now with Drian having the flash of the Oasis, they can't carelessly engage here, even though they would love to push their advantage even more.
Watt already secured the Wind of Nature, and right now he can kind of withstand all the onslaught, especially from Natco. And those 3 physical damage dealer in Yu Zhang and also Annabelle. So a very important item, and it looks like you want to go for probably Malefic Roar after this.
I think we have to wait later on for Dixon to really get his items. Because now he's level 11, it's kind of not where he wants to be. He is the EXP laner, so he wants to have some more levels, some more base damage on his spells. And later on, with everyone just pushing towards the base of DEWA, that's the chance for Dixon to use the Vengeance Reset to try and get behind, get in the backline of EVOS. By all means, it's only a 7k gold lead, but the AI prediction presented by Samsung Galaxy shows the White Tigers at 65.
See these recalls though? EVOS have had enough of the recalls towards them. Now they are the ones recalling on DEWA. Still though, game's not over. 7,000 gold lead though. Is it too much for DEWA to come back? Is there still a possibility, Arashi, for DEWA to come back here?
Oh, I think there definitely is. The fact is that EVOS has a lot of advantage when there is ground for them to run down DEWA United. So the base defense is going to be a lot simpler, and when it comes to itemization, the tools are just abundantly available because, like in game number 1, there's a lack of magical damage coming in from EVOS. So Angela is their main magical damage tool. Aside from that, Annabelle has some true damage, but that's about it. That's why you're seeing so many physical defense itemizations, and the Wind of Nature built by Watt. He'll have a lot more ways to outplay the later the game goes.
Oh, I respect it, man, the recalls. I think, you know, it's gonna get a lot of criticism from...
Only if they lose.
I guess, but, you know, they're still 0-4. That's probably...
Different roster. This roster is 0-0.
Yeah, I guess, but, you know, I don't think I can control the, like, how the masses think. But I respect it, man. Like, just play the game as usual. Just play the game like you want to win it, and you have all the advantages, all the opportunity to win it.
I mean, you gotta take risks. You gotta go for broke sometimes, especially against a team like DEWA that just goes all in some of these plays. Even though it isn't supposed to work out, if your team can come in together with the synergy that is required, you can make a losing fight turn into a winning one. So for now, the fact that DEWA has Drian on the Minotaur really shows again how much they rely on him to try and get the fight started. They've been playing very passively because there's no other option.
Final Splash already used up. Up top, Deco! Still with the Purify, able to escape with the Blazing Duet as well. Meanwhile, bottom side, Fluffy diving in, a base turret taken down by the Lord. That's an amazing strike onto Fluffy, still gonna go in, forcing a Petrify defensively. They are able to crack one base turret. Oh, but that looked scary to say the least for EVO's Glory. They're still looking for more though. Black Dragon form now used up. Watt doing a good chunk of damage over to the Black Dragon. EVOS Glory will have to back away from this one. They will not be able to find any more turrets. Only one in the bottom lane.
Okay, don't get too excited just yet, Natko, man. Like, they should have been up like 2 base turret by now if Natko wasn't doing what he's doing right now, back then. And, oh man, just play it safely, I guess. You're 0-4, still looking for your first W.
I mean, he has to be a bit more careful because he is, again, the main damage dealer. That's why DEWA has a more straightforward win condition.
This is...
Look at this though.
Hang on a minute.
Wait.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Natko is in
Oh
enemy
no.
territory. Natko against everybody now with the help of the hard guard. He actually gets down.
No.
He actually outplayed Dreams. Finds Gary with I'm offended. That's a 4-man. Internal guard in the back line with Gary jumping in. He finds Natko. What? Free hitting in the back. No way. A catastrophe for EVOS Glory. They have gone in a bit too hard. An absolute disaster for EVOS Glory.
What just happened? It looks so good. That was the perfect bait to eat for EVOS Glory. It's set up perfectly and they cannot capitalize on that.
No way.
It's a damage fall off, man. We've warned you since the beginning, and now with 2 members down, DEWA, they smell blood in the water. They're going for a base turret. Can they get one though? Annabelle has something to say about that.
We said earlier that the recalls might be premature. They broke a base turret in the mid lane.
Okay, good news though, they are still up 3k, so they are still technically on the winning side.
Oh my god.
But the
Only.
momentum is on DEWA United right now. They have the map cleared up in the mid lane. But it looks like they want to go for it. No. Oh.
Not just yet. I would argue, Shevin,
How do you
that
throw that?
they're only 3k gold ahead. Against a team like this, you want even more, man. It's a fighter meta. It's like the old Season 8 fighter meta. And in the late game, it really isn't as strong. But now EVOS strikes back.
Furious dive and a petrify onto Gary. Minus Fury gonna be popped in. Watt dealing a lot of damage on the Dreams, taking immortality down. Not going back now with a blazing duet. Dealing a lot of damage. When return comes in the final splash, baiting him out to go back. Watt still free hitting. No what? Now caught
Annabelle.
in the sphere of Alpha from Annabelle to finally take a win. It's a maniac for Annabelle. The savior, the hero for EVOS Glory. Look to be a disaster, but they have their savior.
They're not done just yet. EVOS Glory, the White Tigers, showing